Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining. This is Allie, and I will be on my mat today on the floor. You can be wherever you'd like to be. You can always find variations that suit you. And if you have any household items or props, feel free to use those. Explore how they may be beneficial for you in your practice. Blocks, books, pillows, blankets, chairs, a wall, a dresser, anything that might help you to support your practice, your life, yourself. So we will go ahead. If you are on a mat or on the floor and would like to, you can come down onto your back. Wherever you are, wherever you choose to be, take these first few moments to settle in. Settling into the space wherever you are. Settling into this time that you've taken out of your day for this practice. This practice that goes beyond your time here, beyond your body, breath, and mind. This practice of how you talk to and treat yourself and others. This practice that you take with you as you go about your day. So with that in mind, taking this time to intentionally focus on the body, breath, and mind as you intentionally practice offering yourself some kindness, compassion, acceptance, and love. Even though it's often difficult, remembering it's a practice that you can come back to over and over and over again. As you begin to settle in, start to become more aware of the breath. Maybe you can slow it down, perhaps deepen and lengthen the inhales and the exhales, or whatever else that it might be to help you to notice it. As you notice that breath, maybe you start to pay attention to the mind, and if it has begun to slow down a bit, perhaps it's started to find a sense of calm or presence, even amidst the distractions externally and internally. And if not, that's okay. Again, it's a constant practice, one that you can come to in those moments when you can, when you remember to pause, to be, to breathe, to notice, to accept. Start to bring some awareness to the body, noticing the sensations running through it, perhaps noting any differences from before. Remembering that change is constant in all aspects of life. So trying to practice moving through and accepting those changes, accepting where you are in each moment. As you notice all the sensations, think about what you need today. Remembering that this is your practice. Make it enjoyable as you explore variations of shapes and poses. Perhaps take something completely different than what might be offered. Finding what works for you, finding what's right for you as you practice trusting yourself. Practice making this time what you need it to be, making this practice yours. So maybe you'd like to take a big full body stretch, reach the arms overhead, reach the legs out long. Maybe you point and flex the feet, roll the wrists and ankles, feel some cracks and pops. And we'll start to hug the right knee in. You can take the hands anywhere to that right leg. Maybe they interlace in front of the shin or behind the thigh or somewhere else. Maybe you keep both feet flexed and think about grounding that left heel into the earth to try to keep the left side grounded. Notice if you start to find any tension, maybe the shoulders or somewhere else that you can relax, release a bit. And as you hug that right leg in, notice if it would be better for you to allow that right leg fall more open to the right, outside of the ribs, squeezing that knee more toward the shoulder as opposed to the chest. And breathing. Then if that leg is not out wide, you can start to take it there. So right leg is outside the ribs, knees squeezing toward the shoulder, sole of foot flexing forward. Maybe you choose to stay here, or maybe you'd like to reach that right hand for the right foot or anywhere along the leg, taking the sole of that right foot to face the sky-ish, drawing the knee toward the earth, the underarm. You could also have that foot more in between, forward and upward, whatever half happy baby version you would like to take. You could keep that left leg extended long on the earth, or you could always bend it and plant the foot. Maybe you'd like to come to the outer edge of that left foot, letting the left knee fall open to the left. As you notice where you'd like to be, come back to the breath. Wherever that left foot is, let's plant it on the earth as we begin to find our reclined figure four, back pigeon, right outer ankle to the top of the left thigh, just above the knee. Trying to keep the right foot flexed if possible, thinking about pressing that right ankle into the left thigh to encourage that right knee away from the body. You could also press that right hand against that inner right thigh to press the knee away a bit. You could stay right here with the left foot grounded on the earth, or perhaps lift it up and hug the legs in, taking a hold of that lower right leg, or you could take that right arm in the space between the legs and allow the hands to find that left leg or one another. Maybe that right elbow presses into that right thigh. Come back to noticing any tension or tightness you might be able to release, relax through the breath. And if that left foot is lifted, you can begin to release it. We'll find a twist, and if you'd like to keep the legs as they are in this figure four, you can do so by gently taking the hips a bit to the right and then allow the legs to fall to the left. So the sole of the right foot and outer left leg find the earth. You could also slide a block or book or something underneath that right foot if that helps. You could also uncross the legs and have that right leg stacked on top of the left, or skip the twist or find another variation. You could keep the face and heart toward the sky. You could keep the arms at your side. You could take that left hand to the right thigh. You could extend the right arm to a T from the shoulder. You could turn your face to the right, finding whatever feels good for you, and breathe. And begin to gently and slowly make your way back through center if you were in a twist. Start to take both feet to the earth. You could take the feet wide. Maybe you drop the knees in toward one another, taking a few moments of rest here. Or maybe you'd like to windshield the legs, the knees back and forth, side to side, allowing them to drop to the right and to the left, moving at your pace with your breath if you're choosing to move. And if you were moving, you can come back to center. Maybe you'd like to find another big full body stretch, reaching the arms overhead, reaching the legs long. And we'll take all of that on the other side as we start to bring that left knee in for a hug. You can keep that right leg extended. Take your time as you adjust, as you find the left leg with the hands, maybe flex through the feet. Think about that right side grounding down. Think about releasing any tension you may be holding. It's better. You can always let that left leg fall more open to the left, more outside of the ribs. And breathe. And if that leg is not out wide, you can start to take it there now. And you could always stay right here, or you can reach that left hand for the left foot or anywhere else along the leg. If you'd like to take the sole of that left foot to face the sky, knee toward the earth-ish. Again, foot could be more in between forward and upward. You could keep that right leg extended long, or you could bend it, plant the foot on the earth, maybe let the right knee fall open to the right, coming to the outer edge of the foot. Right hand wherever feels best. And breathe. We'll find that reclined figure four. So planting that right foot on the earth, gently take that left outer ankle, top of right thigh, just above the knee. Trying to keep the foot flexed as you think about encouraging that left knee away from the upper body. And you could always stay here with the right foot on the earth, or you could begin to hug the legs in, take a hold of that lower left leg, or hands could find the right leg. Again, take your time as you find wherever feels best for you. And maybe that's different than from the other side. Noticing those differences as you come back to the breath. And if that right foot is lifted, you can begin to release. If you're choosing to take a twist with the legs like this, maybe you shift a bit the hips to the left and then start to drop the legs to the right. Left foot plants on the earth, outer right leg plants. You could always uncross the legs, have them bent and stacked on top of one another, take something totally different. Face can stay to the sky, or you could turn it left. Right hand could come to left thigh, left arm could extend. Again, finding whatever you'd like to take here if you're choosing to twist. And breathe. And if you're in a twist, you can slowly make your way back to center, and taking both feet to the earth. Again, you could take the feet wide-ish and drop the knees in, or you could take some windshield wiper movements, letting the legs fall side to side. Perhaps you have something else in mind that you'd prefer to do. As you feel ready, perhaps find another big full body stretch. And then if you'd like, you can begin to bring both knees in as you give yourself a hug. Maybe you'd like to rock side to side. Maybe you roll the knees a few times in one direction and then switch the direction. And then once you feel ready, start to make your way to your seat. You could gently press up. You could rock front to back on the spine. Coming to your comfortable-ish cross-leg shape, if that works for you. And shift around, fidget, adjust, maybe roll out the shoulders. And as you feel ready, start to find some stillness as you start to notice the breath once again. Perhaps it feels or seems different on your seat than on your back. And as you exhale, start to tilt the chin toward the chest. Perhaps feeling a sensation through the back of the neck, upper back, shoulders, perhaps not. Noticing. And next exhale, taking the right ear toward the right shoulder, face goes forward. So leaning right ear to the right shoulder. You can have the hands on the legs. You could take the hands to the earth next to the hips. You could walk the hands further out away from the body. You could reach that right arm up and over, taking that right hand to the left temple just above the ear for a bit of added pressure. You could tilt the chin up or down. You could bend that left arm and take the forearm behind the low back as if you're reaching the left fingers for that right waist. Find wherever you'd like to be and breathe. And gently start to make your way back to center, taking the chin back toward the chest. And next exhale, other side, left ear, left shoulder faces forward, if that feels okay. And again, you can have the hands on the legs, on the earth. Maybe left hand comes to the right temple. Chin up or down. You could take right forearm behind low back. Perhaps you're somewhere different than you were on that other side. Noticing wherever feels best for you. And gently begin to release, taking the chin back to the chest. Next inhale, you can begin to reach the arms up overhead as high as you wish. Perhaps the face tilts up to the sky. Hands come to touch. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, take a twist to the right. Right hand to the earth behind the low back. Left hand to the right leg. Tall spine, gentle twist, full breath. Inhaling up through center. Exhale, other side, turning to the left. Left hand to the earth behind, right hand to the left leg. Tall spine, gentle twist. Inhaling up through center. And then you can start to take the hands to the earth in front of the legs. You can begin to hinge at the hips, let the hands land where they land. You could stay more upright, face forward. You could walk the hands forward and begin to round, hold the head toward the earth, wherever you'd like to be, and breathe. Gently start to walk yourself back up. And we'll begin to come into tabletop, finding all fours, shifting onto hands and knees. Spreading the fingers wide. Think about grounding into the fingertips, maybe a little bend through the elbows, the knuckles, whatever helps to take any pressure off the wrists. And then we'll set up for some cat-cows. As we inhale, drop the belly, arch the spine, crown of the head and tail upward-ish. Exhale, round, press the earth away, chin toward the chest for cat. Inhale, arching up for cow. Exhale, round for cat. A few more on your own as you move at your pace and with your breath. You could add extra movement, shift front to back, side to side. And then as you feel ready, you can come back to center. We'll begin to crawl ourselves forward, finding a sphinx shape. So coming onto the forearms. And if hands, the fingers can still be spread wide, fingers toward the top short side of your mat, your space. Elbows can be close into the body toward the ribs, or you could always walk the arms more forward, thinking about pulling the heart through the upper arms. So the heart and the face are forward. And then again, walking those hands forward might take some of the pressure off of the low back if it's too much to have the elbows in closer to the body. And trying to press the forearms, the fingertips into the earth and breathing. And gently begin to release. You can take the chin or forehead to the earth. You could slide the hands underneath the shoulders and then gently press yourself up and all the way back into a child's shape. So hips toward the heels. You could widen, you can keep the legs as they are or widen the knees apart. So maybe the big toes come to touch, knees going out to the sides. Forehead could come to the earth and you could keep the arms reaching forward, or you could always bend the arms, let the forehead stack on top of the arms. You could take the forehead to a block or a book or a pillow. Again, the hips do not need to meet the heels. Notice with each exhale if you can relax a bit more. And gently come back up into that tabletop. And from here, we'll thread the needle. So you can keep the left hand as it is, or you could bring it a bit more towards center under the face. Grounding through the left fingers, start to reach that right arm to the sky. Opening the front of the upper body to the right. Exhale, thread that right arm behind and underneath the left, coming on to that right outer arm and the right temple. Left hand can press into the earth where it is. You could also extend that left arm forward, reaching the fingers toward that top short side, bicep by the ear. Or you could pick that left hand up and bend the arm, taking the forearm behind the low back. So finding wherever you'd like to be here. And breathe. And if that left hand is not where it started, not near the face, you can bring it back there, gently pressing into it to unravel. Reach that right arm for the sky. Maybe you circle out that right wrist. And release that right hand, and we'll switch sides. So the right hand can ground where it is. You could always bring it in a bit more towards center. As you're ready, inhale that left arm up. Exhale, thread that left arm behind and underneath the right, coming onto that left outer arm and left temple. And take your time as you find where you'd like to be here. The right hand can stay as is. pressing into the earth. You could extend that right arm forward. You could take that right forearm behind the low back and breathe. And then if that right hand was not where it started, you can take it there, gently pressing in to unravel, reaching that left arm high again, maybe circle out the left wrist. And left hand to the earth. Coming back to that tabletop. And we'll inhale, drop the belly, arch the spine for cow. Exhale, round for cat, starting to find a down dog as we begin to curl the toes under, lift the knees, and send the tail to the sky. Coming into an upside down letter V, you can pedal out through the feet. You can have as much of a bend in the knees as you wish. Heels do not need to touch the earth. Readjust the weight through the fingertips. You can shake the head, yes or no, whatever feels good for you. And we'll start to walk the feet toward the hands, finding a ragdoll shape at the top of the space. You can have the knees deeply bent. So you can let the belly rest on the thighs. The head is heavy. Hands can stay on the earth near the feet, or you can reach the hands and hold opposite elbows. You could take a gentle sway side to side with the upper body. As you feel ready, come back to center. If you were moving, release the hands if they were on the elbows, and start to take a slow roll to stand. Take your time as you come all the way up. Let the head be the last to arrive. You can roll out the shoulders, wiggle the toes, rock on the feet, any adjustments or fidgets you may need to take. And as you feel ready, start to find stillness, grounding the feet into the earth. Arms reaching alongside the body, thinking about lifting up through the kneecaps, engaging through the quads and the core, the crown of the head toward the sky, shoulders away from the ears, as you stand tall and strong in your mountain shape, as you notice your breath. Inhale, circle the arms up toward the sky as high as you wish, perhaps the face tilts up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms reach up. Take a hold of the left wrist with the right hand. As you inhale, reach those hands a little higher, and exhale as you take a lean to the right. And gently coming back up to center, switch sides, take a hold of the right wrist with the left hand. Inhale up a little higher, and exhale, lean left. Inhale up through center. We'll take an open arm twist to the right. As you exhale, circle the right arm forward and then begin to reach it behind as the left arm reaches forward, gently turning the upper body to the right. Arms are at a T, parallel to the earth. You can stay right here, or you could take the right hand to the right hip, to the low back, perhaps the back of a thigh, and start to reach that left arm up, slightly leaning back. And gently coming back through center, reaching both arms up. Switching sides, exhale, circling the left arm forward and then reaching it behind as the right arm reaches forward, turning the upper body toward the left. Arms are at a T. Again, you can stay here, or you could take that left hand to the left hip, the low back, the back of a thigh. Maybe you inhale that right arm up, slightly leaning back. And gently back up through center. Exhale, cactus, open the arms, bending at the elbows, squeeze the shoulder blades, sending the heart forward, maybe the face tilts up, so the upper arms are parallel to the earth, forearms are vertical, fingers toward the sky. Inhale the arms back up. Exhale, find a forward fold, however you'd like to get there. Hands to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to the shins or thighs or a chair or blocks, lengthening the spine. Exhale, fold. Slightly bend the knees or take a slow roll as you come all the way back up to stand. And exhale, hands to heart. So let's take a balance shape today. We'll find a tree shape. If you would like to move in your surroundings so that you can hold on to something, feel free. You could also play with balance, how high or low you'd like to lift the foot that will lift. So we'll start on the right foot. Maybe you take your hands to your hips or again, hold on to something. Starting to turn the left knees and left toes and left knee out to the left. And then you can begin to take that left heel to the inner right ankle. So you can have the ball of that left foot, the toes on the earth. You could also play with lifting and lowering that ball of the foot for some practice. You could take that left foot to the inner right calf or thigh. Again, you could be holding on to something with the hands. You could have the hands at the hips. You could take the hands to the heart. You could extend the arms up overhead. You could fall out and come back. You could wobble all over wherever you are. Notice your breath. Trying to accept where you are today. Remembering that balance changes constantly, as with everything else in life. And as you're ready, gently release, perhaps shake out the legs. And we'll find the other side. So starting to ground into that left foot. Again, you can have hands on hips, hold on to something, turning the right knee and toes toward the right. Right heel can find that inner left ankle. You can keep the ball of that right foot on the earth. You can play with lifting and lowering it. You could also slide a block or a book or something underneath it to have that foot lifted a bit higher and also have something there for support. You could take that right foot to that inner left calf or thigh, trying to avoid the knee. And again, maybe you're wobbling, maybe you're more steady, maybe you fall out and come back. Hands on hips, heart center, maybe reach up overhead, maybe holding on to something. Wherever you are, start to notice that breath. Start to accept your shape. Gently come out once you feel ready. You can shake out the legs. And then once you feel ready, inhale the arms up. Exhale for a forward fold, however you'd like to get there. Inhale for a half lift. Exhale, fold. And we'll start to find a squat as high, as low as you'd like to get. We'll start to walk the feet out wide-ish. So the toes can point out, heels in. So if you're on a mat, maybe the balls of the feet, the toes are off the mat and the heels are on. And you can start to bend the knees, drop the hips. You can stay up high or you can start to come down lower. Hips might come, yeah, down lower toward the earth-ish. Hands could stay on the earth or you could bring the hands up toward the heart. You could also slide a book underneath your seat or block or whatever you may have, a pillow, and breathe. And then as you're ready, start to make your way to your seats. And we'll find a butterfly shape. Soles of the feet can come together as the knees drop open to the sides. The hands could come to the ankles. They could interlace in front of the toes. They could come to the earth in front of the shins or ankles. And you can gently hinge at the hips. The elbows might press into the calves, pressing the knees a bit closer to the earth. You can keep the face and heart forward or start to gently round the head toward the earth. And breathe. And gently begin to press yourself back up. Picking the knees up, planting the feet on the earth. And if you'd like to take a boat shape before coming, we'll come to our backs. You can come right to your back if you'd like to. If you'd like to take a boat shape and then come, you also could take a boat shape and then a low boat shape. So if you're taking a boat, maybe you have the hands on the earth next to the hips as you lean slightly back. Begin to pick the feet up, flexing through the feet. Soles of feet are facing forward, calves parallel to the earth. You could keep the hands on the earth, or you could take the hands to the legs. Maybe they hold the backs of the thighs, or maybe you lift and extend the arms forward. So reaching the fingers forward and breathe. And so again, you can always come out of this and then make your way to your back. If you'd like to, you can start to make your way to your back from here, going into a low boat by starting to extend the legs, lower the upper body. The legs and arms and shoulders and head are hovering above the earth for a moment, and then gently release. And then once you feel ready, maybe you start to bring the knees in and give yourself a hug. Maybe you start to rock side to side. Perhaps you'd like to find a happy baby or variation thereof. You can widen the legs, soles of feet forward, knees toward the shoulders, or you could reach the hands for the feet or legs, soles of feet toward the sky, knees toward the earth. You could find some movement, rocking side to side. You can move through the legs, taking anything that you need to take. And whenever you feel ready, begin to set up for your final resting shape, your Shavasana. Whatever feels most comfortable today for you to practice some stillness. So that might be on your back with your feet planted on the earth or your legs extended out long. Perhaps your legs are a bit wide with the feet, the toes dropping open to the sides. Arms could be alongside the body, or they could connect to the heart and belly. Perhaps you'd rather be on your side, your belly, your seat. Finding whatever shape feels right for you so that you can take these final few moments to practice releasing any residual tension left in your body. To practice with each exhale, sinking a bit deeper into the earth and relaxation. If you have the time, feel free to stay here and give yourself this rest. If you do need to move on, start with deepening your breath and begin to bring some gentle movement back into your body, taking your time. As you start to wiggle through your fingers and your toes, and gently roll your wrists and your ankles. Slowly find movement in the arms and the legs. Perhaps you'd like to find another big full body stretch, reaching the arms up overhead. Coming back into awareness. And perhaps you start to bring the knees in as you give yourself another hug. Roll to your favorite side in sleeping child shape. Resting your head in your bicep pillow and taking a few more grounding breaths. Taking a few moments of gratitude for taking this time for your practice, this practice that goes beyond yourself, this practice that's also for others. Gratitude for all your blessings in life, big and small. And gratitude for all the good there is in the world, remembering there is more good than there is anything else, and remembering that you play a part in contributing to that goodness and to making the world a better place. And as you're ready, start to find your seat. Take your time and another moment to reflect on the breath, remembering the restorative effects that it can have on the mind and body. And remembering that you can come to these intentional breaths at any time throughout your day to find a sense of peace and presence. If you'd like, you can inhale the arms up and exhale, hands to heart. May you have compassion in your thoughts. May you have kindness in your words and actions. And may you have love and peace in your hearts. Today, as you go forward, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you feel love and find peace. Thank you for joining. Until next time, take care and be well.